Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm NV Jitters.
And I'm Kozi.
And we are back. We're watching more series again. Stuff that I haven't seen. Okay, so we watched Bungo Stray Dogs this week. Who's heard of this before? Because I was living in a complete void of having maybe heard the name but know nothing about any of it, and I was apparently... You were confused
popular.
by that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, at least years ago, had been watching a lot.
Yeah,
it's been on my watch list forever.
I remember, I think it was back in 2016. It was kind of sort of a new thing that was just coming out, and I do remember at least a couple of people that I knew were watching it.
On its release, it was pretty popular, and then I think around the time the movies came out, it also was pretty up there.
I think the reason I probably hadn't heard of it was because 2016 was not a great year for me. It was post-graduation. I was bouncing around to different jobs and did not have anything... Well, I don't have my life together to begin with now, but, even more so then. So I wasn't watching a whole ton of stuff. So, yeah.
No, Al, I'm with you. I've heard of the show, but I did not know a single thing about it. I was just kind of like, oh, this is a show that exists.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
I thought it was set in
show.
the 30s or 40s for the longest time because of how they dress.
No.
Because there's a bunch of eccentric weirdos in the show.
It's modern day.
I learned that now, but...
Are you thinking of the show Bacano?
No, I've seen Bacano.
No,
I know about Bacano.
They
love
do
Bacano.
dress older than they are.
Yeah, because they're a bunch
Except for, the sister and the brother.
I mean,
they're a bunch of eccentric
the thing
weirdos.
is they definitely look... One kind of has the long trench coat, so he kind of looks like a Columbo kind of character, and then the one has the weird shorts with the tie and then the dress shirt.
I think it's Chuya with the fedora look. It made me think old time.
And then they've got the one who's got
Rompo.
the cravat and the long black trench coat, and it's you got a lot going on here.
I really thought it was set in the past, but it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's modern times. What's this show about? It's about an orphan kid, which I'm assuming is where the stray dog comes from in the title.
The premise is basically authors famous Japanese authors personified, but with powers.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not get that from these first 3 episodes. I just thought it was a bunch of weirdos at a magic detective agency.
I know their names are taken from famous authors.
No, they're famous authors, and their powers are based off of, their famous works.
Yeah.
Okay, so my theories about this show are all wrong then.
Yes.
No, I mean, when Kozi says, they're all famous authors, she means,
They're named
the
after.
names, not, the characters.
Yeah, no, I got that, but,
Yeah.
yeah, that was not where I thought that this was gonna go to.
No.
Yeah, they got, what's-his-face is an orphan. He gets picked up by a suicidal dude and his manager or something. I don't know.
They're partners.
Yeah, well, he's OCD and he manages him more or less.
Yeah, he manages
I'm just gonna say
him.
that. Yeah, there's a reason you're partners because probably no one else was willing to deal with your BS.
True.
So, yeah, they kind of rope him into, hey, we're investigating. There's a tiger around. That's weird. We're part of Magic NCIS, by the way. This is Gibbs. I'm the guy who went on to that one lawyer show, Bull. Yeah, he was in Dark Angel. You like that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's like, I got nothing better to do, I guess. So they go to a warehouse and he turns into a tiger. And then through the power of Nope, not Columbo. What was his name?
Dazai.
Dazai gives him a little poke, and he's like, "Hey, guess what? You're not a tiger anymore because I have the playground powers of Nuh-uh." And
I feel like you're skipping the part where the kid did not know he was a tiger.
No, he didn't know he was a tiger. It was interesting. He got kicked out of an orphanage, and everyone hates him, and he doesn't know why until he finds out he's a tiger.
Because he's a tiger.
Bit out of left field.
What's the thing?
A little out of left field. It felt like. To me. I'm assuming
a tiger with a thirst for blood, too.
I mean, what tiger... The tigers are carnivores. They have a thirst for blood. That's just nature. There's no vegetarian tigers. There's no vegetarian tigers, are there? I know there's some that like Frosted Flakes, but we're not going to worry about that.
Are we including Coach in this?
You know, they never said what his dietary things are, just that he doesn't like super sugary cereal and
It's bears.
stuff like that.
Oh, bears. It's bears?
He
It's
eats bears?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he just looked for
Eats or
bears.
eats.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, why else would he be looking for bears?
I mean, bears are dangerous.
True.
But there's no
But
bears
also-
here. You know what else is? You know what else is dangerous? Being a tiger and not knowing it. Thank God there was the guy with the power of no. So.
Which, by the way, it really threw me off, and this is a bit of a tangent. I was like listening to Dazai's voice because I was watching the dub, and I'm like, why does your voice sound so familiar? He's Gojo.
Ah.
I was focusing a lot on his manager.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kunikita?
Kunikita.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot. Yeah, because he's been a bunch of people. He was Dio. He was Germany and Hetalia.
Yeah.
He's a bunch of
He's
people
a
that I've
lot.
seen in a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I was kind of focusing on him.
It's ironic. I watched the sub, and Dazai's voice actor is Okabe's voice actor in the Japanese.
Yeah,
well,
that's
yeah.
Mamoru
Same
Miyano for ya.
exact person.
Yep, he is literally everywhere.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, they kind of just rope him into being like, hey, you want to come join us at Magic NCIS?
Roped in is like phrasing it lightly. They basically
Yeah.
like enslave
It's an
him.
apt word. He's kidnapped almost.
They don't give him a choice. It's either work for us or you're in trouble.
Okay, how about the word Shanghaied? I don't feel like that one's used enough, and I feel like it's very appropriate here. Like forced conscription.
I guess that works.
Okay, he is
Anyway.
shanghaied into working for Magical NCIS and now has to deal with some person who has an issue with the organization who is trying to bomb their head office.
The mob.
Yeah.
It's the mob.
It's not the mob. We don't find that out until later. This is
But
episode
it
2.
was, though.
No, it
In
wasn't.
the end, wasn't it?
No.
No.
We're talking going
talking
episode
about-
by episode.
Yeah, episode by episode. They're
I
like,
have
hey.
I
no
thought you were talking about the
clue
whole thing.
No.
what actually happens in the first 3 episodes. I watched this as it was coming out, so
Okay, yeah. So
it's the mob.
but it's not the mob.
You're talking about the kid who was
I'm talking
with
about the
bomb.
redhead.
Okay.
The redhead with the bomb in the office. And we're slowly learning what everyone's powers are. One person has the power of nope. One person's a tiger and extremely depressing. We've learned that that's also sort of a power. And one guy can write words down and make them into things.
Yep.
So we're going to utilize all that to stop a guy from blowing up a bomb in our office. And yeah, they're not very good at it.
Also,
they kinda
this
screwed
person
up.
is holding a hostage.
Oh yeah, he's holding a hostage as well. Well, I mean, when you think about it, when you have a bomb in an office, everyone's your hostage. A little bit.
I mean,
More
someone is
specifically,
actually
yeah,
tied
he has
up.
someone tied up. Yes, okay. That's fair. That's fair. We learn about they were probably very ready to do that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bomb's about to go off. They say something about like, oh, that bomb could probably blow up this entire floor. But what if we put something over top of it? Maybe it won't do anything. I'm like, are you just gonna throw a blanket on it or something? This is not gonna help. Anyway, he does the Captain America, I'm gonna jump on the grenade thing.
Like, would that have actually
It wouldn't have done
worked?
jack shit.
It would have just blown him up,
No.
too.
He just would have blown up sooner than everybody
right.
else.
Like, what was
Yeah.
that?
No, very, very heroic, but ultimately futile.
Yeah, also, if they did manage to cover it like that, like, if that was physically possible, all that would happen is it would blow downwards.
Yeah, which then goes to the structure of the building, assuming that they can contain the blast from going outward. You're going to have problems no matter. What you want to do is get it out of the building or defuse it.
Right.
Or get it to the roof.
It's
They're
weird.
not that smart.
No, they're clearly not. You know, they can be
Well-
named after literary characters, doesn't mean any of them can read.
Well, it doesn't really matter because this is all a test anyway.
Yeah, it's a fake one. And now you're in, whether you want to be or not, you are in Magic NCIS. And he's like, what if I don't? Well, too bad, because now, we gave you things, and now we're gonna take them all away. This feels like entrapment.
You can buy food if you stay.
Here's a house
Yeah.
and some food. You just have to deal with my bullshit.
Yep. Pretty much. That's what
It's
working
like,
is like.
How intense is your bullshit?
Pretty intense.
Yeah. You faked a bomb threat.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah, now he's introduced to the office. He gets to meet everybody. He gets to meet the interns, one of which was the hostage and one of which was the bomber, who are siblings who are a little too close for my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Yeah.
the sister, wasn't it?
I think
the
it's
brother
just
was
the
normal.
sister,
He's
but
an
He's not
intern.
exactly pushing her away.
It feels like he's okay with it, you know?
It's like one of those we're like, oh no, stop.
Yeah.
It's
There's
like,
a dynamic
this is
there.
fucking weird,
There's
and you
kind
should
of
stop.
yeah,
reasons for
I was
it.
I'm like, okay, out of all the things that I'm seeing in like these first couple episodes, this is the thing that I hate the most.
Yeah,
Even
no,
more than
yeah.
the guy that I know there's a reason for it, but even though the guy that wants to commit suicide every 5 seconds.
I mean, I didn't hate him, so
It's
I-
just
he's
being
just
they
weird.
aren't very important to the plot.
I mean, I would figure so, but at the same time, I'm not enjoying them very much.
Yeah, no, not a fan.
They're a
Anyway,
trope,
doesn't
you know?
entirely matter. Let's get to work because they do jobs. They are a detective agency of some kind, and they deal with supernatural shenanigans that people
Mainly
come to them about.
to conscript more people or to arrest other people who have powers for misusing them, like the mob.
I didn't really get that impression, but okay.
I don't know where the third episode cuts off.
It cuts off after some murders happen. Yeah, so they get hired by some blonde lady, doesn't really matter what her name is, and she's like, hey, I think there's smugglers around my neighborhood or something, or bad people doing bad things. And yeah, she's like, goes to them like, hey, what who are these people? What are they doing? What's going on? What's going on in my neck of the woods? And they're like, yeah, they're probably like bad guys. So we're gonna send the interns to go stake it out. And yeah, she leads them down a dark alley, and then shoots at them with Uzis.
Mhm.
Because she's mob.
She's part of the mob. And there's also a vampire dude walking around. I know he's not a vampire, but like he's going for an aesthetic.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
It's the
fair,
vibe.
they were not the target. The target was Dazai.
Yeah, of course it was, because of course Mr. Bullshit is always the... Oh, no, wait, that's not Mr. Bullshit. Hang on. Is Dazai... Wait, who's Dazai?
Dazai's
Suicide
suicidal.
guy.
Oh, Mr. Bullshit. Got you. Wait, no, I thought the target was Mr. Tiger. I'm going to call him Tony
they were
from now.
after the Were-Tiger.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
it was
after
the
Tony.
Because they
Tony.
wanted him to join the mob.
No, they wanted
No,
to sell him on the
but
black
the-
market. He's worth $7 billion.
The Uzi thing is definitely targeted at Dazai. You don't find that out for another couple episodes.
Hey,
But
if
Dazai
you're going
has
to try to
some
kidnap
pretty
someone...
bad beef
If you're going to try to kidnap
with
someone,
the
especially...
mob.
If you're going to try to kidnap someone, especially someone who can turn into a giant tiger, you better be packing something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you don't generally try to shoot them up at the same time.
Generally, no, but there were also 2 other witnesses they had to get rid of. So,
Which they were more than fully capable of. The mob knew he was supposed to be with Dazai because they were partnered up.
cool, they overprepared. That's fine. Doesn't matter, because, yeah, they shoot up the sister, and then they try to shoot up the brother. He enters the Matrix, because that's what it is. And, because that's his power is, Wachowski special effects. And... yeah, they kill him too after Mr. Vampire Shadow the Hedgehog Edgelord. Look, I got so many things to say about this motherfucker. He is.
You don't love him?
I love him, but I hate him. It's like he's like this is the cringiest
I
character
was
in this
so
show.
entertained by him.
Yeah.
though.
Wait,
is.
are we talking about Akutagawa?
Yeah.
Ascot, black trench
Vampire
coat.
dude.
I have
I
the shadows
was-
of darkness
I'm kind of
protecting
like,
me.
Real quick
Like you-
question. How do you guys feel about his bangs?
I hate it.
Everything.
I
Looks
hate
like
it.
he cut
I
them
wasn't paying
himself.
attention to his
reminds
bangs, to
me-
be honest.
Okay.
It reminds me of something else. So
They're
I'm
so much more turfy in the manga. Like, they're even shorter.
really.
He just looks
just-
like reverse tiger guy.
A little bit, but like here's who this character is to me in full. He's the anime fan who so desperately wants to be the brooding protagonist and doesn't get to be. That's about
you are actually spot on.
I know I'm spot on. I can tell already. This guy is you guys haven't seen Psyche K, have you?
No.
No.
Okay, we'll have to watch that at some point. There's a guy there who is this person but hasn't gone to the dark side. And every time he shows up, I'm just like hearing that character's theme in my head, just like, oh my god, he's like even his look, his lines, his powers, everything is like, okay, you were designed by a 13-year-old who is going through a phase. Like he attacks the tiger Tony and he misses. He's like, obviously I missed on purpose. I'm like, you could act cool, and it feels like you're choosing not to, or you're acting what you think would be cool.
I think part of it's also his dub voice. I just don't like it.
It's not good.
So bad.
He sounds
It's
so
really bad.
I watched the sub, and he
him.
wasn't that bad in the sub, so I guess I have that advantage.
He's
We've
just
heard-
like very soft-spoken in the sub.
Yeah, it's better in the sub.
Before even hearing his actual voice, I was like looking at this character going like, oh, he's gonna sound like this and be all like, and I was
Then
making a
he
joke
did.
and then he did. I am the darkest of darkness. Blah, blah, blah. Like a dude
the
who like
goofiest voice.
played Kingdom Hearts way too much. and like based his entire persona around like the villains, like darkness is darkness, and yeah, now he's looking for his keymaster. I don't know. He's the gatekeeper. Anywho, I'm mixing too many things right now.
Yes, so.
This guy is. I think it kind of sums up my feelings on the show. I think I did enjoy watching this, but at the same time, I think I was laughing at too many parts I wasn't supposed to.
So, I will say, it does depend a lot on those few humor points they have sprinkled in between. The first season is very dry and boring.
Oh my god, I feel like it's going to be hilarious, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I felt too.
Oh boy. You know what? I might have to keep watching this. This was about to be a meh, but maybe it's going to be... This might be like one of those, like, I'm going to watch for the cringe. Like, I'm going to see how funny the cringe gets, because I can tell... Just tell me this. Please tell me Edgelord is in a lot of it.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
him-
I
I was gonna
just...
say, isn't he like one of the
him
main
and
antagonists?
Atsushi-
I feel
So,
like...
him and Atsushi become the protagonist, the protagonist.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Not in the first season, but it happened.
God.
Wait a minute. So he becomes a good guy?
Of course he does.
No,
He's a
there's
spike.
just a worse guy than the mob.
Yeah, he's not the boss or
He-
anything.
I am waiting for the moment that like he gets like kind of like pimp slapped into his place a little bit by somebody.
Yes,
You know
he
it's
does
gonna
get-
happen.
He does get bitch slapped around.
Yeah.
So, like, much later on in the series, the mob is out bad guyed by
Of course.
this organization of people with powers who want to holocaust all the normal people.
The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's their Magneto? What's his power?
I think Poe?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I think Poe. Edgar Allan Poe.
And what is his
Wow.
power? I could feel like there's a lot of powers you could pull out of Edgar Allan Poe.
I honestly do not remember because I fucking hated him so much.
He
All right.
just stops people's hearts.
No.
No,
What was the heart
so
kept going?
overdramatic about
I don't
everything.
know.
We'll figure it
It
out.
has something to do with a raven.
Oh, nevermore. Anyway, yeah, so...
I'm excited nevertheless.
Yeah. I feel like we should get back to finishing this plot, because I feel like...
I think you finished it.
No, I feel like
Almost.
I got to the point where he shows up, and then I completely...
No, that's what happened, though.
Okay, yeah, he shows up, dude tigers out, they fight.
Dazai shows up.
Then, yeah, Mr. Nope shows up, nopes everybody, and they're like, well, we'll withdraw for now, but we'll be back. And I'm like...
They revealed he's like
and then
part
they
of it.
also
And you
reveal...
used to be one of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
part.
they like, because they make a big deal about it, because they're in, like, the restaurant earlier, and they're like, if you can guess Dazai's old profession, we'll give you a reward.
Yeah, they had the
So,
same thing
like-
in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Dazai was the mob.
Yeah. We know your past, Dazai. You can't
Which
hide
is
from
why
us.
they have bad blood, which is why they want to kill him so bad.
Can I throw out there they easily could have?
No,
Like,
they
in that
can't.
scene? Couldn't they? What's his power? His power is the power of turn off other people's powers. The
No,
girl
his
still had a
power
gun.
is literally nope. He can't die.
Okay,
That's
so...
spoiler.
You know what? It makes sense. This explains why he keeps trying... Okay,
Yeah.
he's Deadpool a little bit. In that one, what was that? Daniel Way run, I think?
I believe so.
I think it was like a 5-volume. It was pretty good. Okay. So they couldn't kill him.
No, they
That's
cannot.
fine. That's fine. Because I was like looking in that, I was like watching that last scene where they're just like going back and forth, like, we'll withdraw now. Like, why? You have guns on him right now. Just shoot him and take the tiger. You're a bad villain.
They wanna, but they don't know
I
how
mean-
to.
Like, knowing that he can't die makes his whole, like, obsession with suicide, like, a little more bearable, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It's like sometimes you just want the one thing you can't have,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
It does bring up the question, how long has he been alive?
That's true.
Oh, we know that.
I don't know that.
Don't tell me
he's-
things yet. I
he's
might
I
end up-
actually wanted to like read this, so
I might actually end up
too
watching
slow.
this. So
Yeah, I think he's only in like his 20s.
Okay,
maybe
so
30s.
he's all right.
He's normal age. He's the age he appears to be.
So immortal, just not eternal youth. So he might die someday from old age, maybe. Unless
If
he
he
nopes
gets
that
there.
too. Who knows?
So I guess what everyone think of it. Should we go around? Give our thoughts?
I feel like I've expressed all my thoughts at this point, so
Yeah.
feel free to
pretty,
skip me.
Pretty succinctly.
I'm more or less a yay, but for the wrong reasons.
I want an Atsushi butt count. For
How many times his
he
ass was in the
fucking
air?
Slumped over, yeah, ass up.
Oh yeah, he's asking for it. We're gonna be real here. I think he's looking to get himself a boyfriend sometime.
It doesn't end. He always do it.
The term is presenting.
Oh yeah, it's presenting.
Yes. I don't know if I ever showed you this because that was my favorite part of watching, but like quite literally, like his ass is so far up in the air.
so
Chest
weird.
pressed flat. Like arms back.
He's ready for it, Daddy.
That's just how he sleeps.
That's how he sleeps?
Yes,
I
that's
just
how
thought he
he
got-
How he
sleeps.
falls over.
I thought he got knocked out and that's why he was like that.
No, he sleeps like that too.
Oh my god, what a slut.
Well, okay, so my working theory is without Dazai, when he's unconscious, he's supposed to become the tiger. The tiger's the slut here.
Oh god, his tiger is in heat.
No.
Perpetually.
Oh, nasty.
All right.
So,
Well. I'm not sure
so
if
what
I'm...
about other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I actually liked it. So like,
For, like, the
I
right
feel
reasons?
awkward now. I think some.
I
I
had a feeling you would.
I didn't
okay.
say I didn't
I
like
think
it.
like some parts were funny, like you said. Like it is a little edgy, but like I liked the characters and I was thoroughly entertained by everything. I think some of the world building I was like, huh? But then like.
It was a little rushed.
And this shows that I was having fun with it. I went back and was like, I'm going to read the light novels now. So I started reading those, and they were like prequels, and I felt like I understood a lot more.
So the manga is actually the original that
Yeah.
it comes
Yeah,
from.
it is.
So I would
light-
recommend reading that first.
Yeah, the light novel is all about the original Double Black.
Right. I just felt like reading the light novels. I knew that. I knew the manga came first, but I was just like, I want to read a book right now. But I do want to read the manga too.
Is significantly better paced.
Okay.
I would hope, because that was like kind of weird. Like, we're really just starting with like, hey, I have a sad backstory. Hey, I found a guy in a river. They're part of a detective agency. And then in like the span of about 3 minutes, we're like, by the way, there's a bunch of magical stuff out in the world, and some people don't even know they're magical. By the way, you're a tiger.
Yeah, it was.
That's our intro to this magical
There was
stuff.
some awkwardness, but
I
think
feel like it had a pretty appropriate reveal of powers.
The reveal maybe, but just like the lead up to it. I feel like we could have had a little bit more time to maybe be like, by the way, there's like some more magical elements to the world than people realize, and like people might not notice sort of thing.
People don't realize, and Atsushi didn't realize.
Yeah, I get that, but it just really felt like the Tiger King felt like it came completely out of left field for a minute.
It was a little funny for a second, for sure, but I think like, I don't know, you get used to it. I don't know, like I wasn't super bothered overall.
I mean, my whole thing is like they kept showing imagery of the moon, so it like kind of made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on it are like I wasn't really like wowed by it, but I didn't really like hate it. Would I continue it or not? I think at this point, probably not, but I might give it a few more episodes. I don't really know.
In a few more episodes, you meet Yukiko, and she's a trip.
Is she a bigger trip than Master Edgelord Darkness McMurder Son?
She's a very special doctor.
That says nothing.
What about you, Envy? What do you think?
I kind of felt the same way as Chibi. I enjoyed it for the most part. I liked the setup. I like the world building a little bit. I was a little thrown off by the. I understand, but I was still a little thrown off by the suicide jokes and the sister that wants to fuck her brother. So, I mean, maybe I'll give it a shot another time, but right now I might hold off on it for the time being. I'm kind of like a low yay to a meh right now.
I will also say, one, I feel like it's very hard with a series that picks up much later on to gauge from the first 3 episodes, but also, when this series came out, there wasn't as big of a discussion into actual mental health and triggers and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of a product of a different time at this point with how far we've come in those things.
Yeah.
I mean, even at that, like, I feel like Japanese culture might treat those subjects a little bit differently. I mean, I don't know, but how exactly they approach it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, they don't really approach mental health the same way that we do here in the West.
But they also have a very serious view on suicide.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a live action horror movie? I forget what it was called, but like the kids kept committing suicide on the train or something like that, or like on the subway or something like that.
Sounds like an urban legend kind of thing.
Was that like the Suicide Club movie?
That was it. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of the name.
I did a whole ass like project on Japanese suicide versus like American suicide when I was in college, and it's definitely there are big differences. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, this is, I think, my 3rd time watching these 3 episodes. When I first watched it, I didn't make it through the whole series. I didn't watch the last episode, which was weird.
I feel like at that point you might as well just do it.
Yeah, and then the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually watch it all the way through, but I need to start from the beginning again.
I really feel like you probably just could have watched the last episode.
Yeah, well, I had to watch it from the beginning because I couldn't remember shit, because it's been about a year or so. And so I rewatched it, and I was like, yeah, this is just okay. I might cosplay Atsushi or something, but it's just okay. And then I kind of, like, got, like, thrown off by it because, like, I was annoyed with, like, some people that were in the fandom.
Yes.
And I was just like, I saw it everywhere, and I still see it everywhere, which is fine. But, like, it's just some of the people that like it, I didn't want to associate with. So I was just kind of like, I am just gonna stay away from this. But when I watched it this time, I was just kind of like, alright, like, I appreciate it more than I did the first 2 times I watched it. But, like, I'm still not entirely, like, wowed by the first season. Mainly because I thought it was extremely boring with this one character that comes along who's, like, a little girl.
Are you talking about
But anyway,
Mari?
I'm talking about Kyoka.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was just kind of like, this is boring. But I have wanted to watch, like, more of it because I've seen some of the other characters in the other seasons, and I think they look cool. And so I'm like, do I keep watching it because of these other characters?
It does get better. The first season is a slog because it's trying to establish this world with all of its intricacies, and the thing is like, they really want to flesh out these characters because they're famous authors.
Yeah.
So, like, it
Can
does get better.
Yeah.
Can I ask your issues with the fandom? Because I don't look into fandoms very often. I don't, like, explore a whole lot of, like, the reactions by a lot of people to a lot of things. So, but can I make a guess at something?
Is it?
Yeah. Go for it.
Are the fans people who, like, really identify with McEdgelord? Like, to
No.
Okay. I was thinking this was going to go a different direction.
More like Dazai.
Dazai Kinnies.
Dazai,
Yeah.
and then there was
Oh, that's
also,
weird
like,
in a different direction.
shipping war when there wasn't multiple ships.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
like-
know.
A shipping war, they're, like, the whole series is about my ship, and you can't tell me otherwise. Which was really weird.
So it's all about who's the big spoon for Mr. Tiger?
No, it was about Dazai.
No.
Or, sorry, is it a top?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Dazai and Chuya are the main ship.
I don't know who the fuck Chuya is.
He doesn't come till later, I don't think.
Alright, then doesn't matter.
No.
But, yeah, for me, it was, like, all the Dazai Kinnies, to be honest. Like,
Well,
get some help.
They went hand in hand with the double black shippers.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's an interesting character. Like, I like Dazai so far from what I've read and seen, but it's like...
But the thing is...
It's like Rorschach or something, where it's like people who think, I am Rorschach, and it's like,
Yeah,
no,
it's like,
you're not.
You're not
Come
fully
on.
getting who that
thing
character
is
is.
supposed to be that it's a series about Atsushi originally, first and foremost, and then later it's Atsushi and Akutagawa. But they're like, no, it has to be about Dazai.
So is it like
Yeah.
Durarara, where they get the main character gets like overshadowed totally?
No,
I think they just made him too much of a standout, I think.
Yeah.
Atsushi really comes into, like, his powers and stuff later on, and the fandom got really pissed off that they were focusing on him, even though he was the protagonist, because they just
Yeah.
wanted Dazai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like the fans kind of latched on to him and just his presence. From what the sound of it, I don't know, I haven't seen the rest of it, but it sounds like they're kind of just like taking other characters and making them the focus for themselves, whereas like, and I mean, I can't really say anything because I do that with things that I like too. Like, I really love specific side characters for certain fandoms I'm in,
Yeah.
even though I also do really like the protagonists. But it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, it's not really their story. It's this other character's story.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Which is why they actually started coming out with the prequel stuff. Because they're like, hey, fandom, shut the fuck up. Here you go. Here's your fodder.
Yeah.
Well, now they're just going to
that
ask
makes a
for
little
more.
sense.
If you give a mouse a cookie, it's one of those
Yeah.
situations.
I guess.
It's like,
Go ahead.
I don't know. Like, I can definitely see what you're talking about. Like, he seems like the main character, but I don't know. I guess I kind of saw it like Durarara, where it's like these other characters seem important enough that it's like we'll see their stories, and it's like I could see latching onto them just like people latch on to characters like Celti or Izaya
Shizuo.
or Shizuo, you
Yeah,
know? So it's like
but-
I was kind of thinking of it like Durarara a little
I
bit.
kind of think that
But, like,
Durara...
Mikado
like,
isn't in every single episode in Durarara. Atsushi is still featured pretty prominently.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like that felt like what the difference probably would have been for me, because like Durara very much from the beginning is an ensemble,
Yeah.
and like here's your character for the week that you're going to be following around, blah blah blah. But this, yeah, like everything is coming from this one kid's perspective in this show,
Yeah.
so
That
you
makes
can't
sense.
really get rid of them like you could have gotten rid of the high school students.
You can't actually get rid of them, and I don't think they deserve to be gotten rid of. But some
Okay,
of the
but can
other
we not
characters are just more interesting.
Focus on them the whole time for the finale of most of those seasons.
I think that they had some good moments, though. The kids.
I'm not saying they didn't, but I would have liked another episode with Shizuo or someone else.
I know.
What happened with the Doctor and Celti's werewolf incident? That was never described.
That's addressed in the novels.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
addressed.
well,
You should
I
read the
can't-
books. The books
I
are good.
can't read, so that's a problem.
I can't read.
I can't read.
Oh, trust me, Al, you are not the only one who can't
The
read.
Durarara anime really just ended off with finding out Mikado was like the head honcho, didn't it?
Oh no, they have two other seasons.
There's a second season.
Holy
There's
shit.
only one second season.
Yeah, but it's kind of
Yeah.
they split it up weird and like gave it different titles. It was
But
like
it's one.
Durarara, like 2 exclamation points, and Durarara 3 exclamation points.
No,
I'm gonna look
it
this
was
up
just
later.
Durarara with a 2 at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not watch.
In either
the
case, they
second
got like
season,
another
but
12
man.
episodes.
The second season was pretty good,
Yeah, it was interesting. They went into some more stuff.
but I've read further than that in the light novels. I read up through like the original series ending.
We'll wait another 10 years. They'll get another season.
Maybe.
But yeah, so I guess overall, well, at least for my opinion on this, I would continue it. I'm just gonna ignore the fandom
Oh yeah, you just
and
do what
all
I do.
the
Yeah.
and all the children who want to commit suicide because of Dazai, like, or at least
Yeah.
relate to him because they're depressed. Like,
It's like you can relate to the main character if you're depressed too.
He's pretty depressed, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's had a rough go at it. But I feel like honestly, and I think this is like something that I also find that I do when I'm engaging with a piece of media. Unless I can find like fans or at least fan artists who are like pretty chill and like don't really like do a whole lot of like really angry shipping. Usually like that's fine, but yeah, I will say like fandoms themselves can be pretty toxic, especially for like the ship wars and like depending on like who they're really there focusing on for like their characters.
It's died down a lot with the death of Tumblr. I will say that. Like, I feel
That's
like
good.
pretty recently Bungo kind of went through like a revival. A lot of people
Yeah.
are getting into it again. But I don't really see a lot of like those really toxic parts I did the first time.
I mean, I'm assuming they're not on Twitter because I don't really use Twitter, but
I see BSD stuff all over Instagram.
Yeah.
okay. Because I'm like I'm mostly on Tumblr, but honestly, like I kind of ignore a lot of the toxic stuff.
Well, I mean,
Mostly because I'm like, I'm here for pretty art.
geez, Tumblr's dead. I know you haven't let it go, but
I mean, it's kind of just the one place where it's just kind of like,
It's quiet.
it's just, I don't know. I guess I just really don't like Twitter because I find that Twitter's just kind of a shitstorm too.
honestly,
So
it may
I'm
not
like,
have even been like the fandom was a really bad place. It was just the platform on which the fandom met was such a fucking cesshole.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it really just depends. Like, I feel like once, like, a fandom blows up, then I think it, like, starts getting really bad with, like, the ship wars.
Yeah, it's like My Hero Academia.
Not aware of anything going on there either. I am blissfully ignorant of the world.
I hate that shit.
Thank God I can't
My
read.
Hero Academia is
That
children
too.
like don't cosplay children. Don't drink in your cosplay. Don't make any sort of scandalous content in your cosplay. You're an adult, but they're basically 13, so you're a pedophile.
There's so much just going on with that fandom. I just read the manga and that's it.
Good for you.
I'm good.
I watch the dub of the anime because, again, can't read and subtitles are scary.
That's fine.
You're good. Just the fandom scares me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I feel like at this point, my theory, because I kind of told you my theory about, like, why the tiger is special.
I feel like maybe it's not
It's
correct.
completely wrong now. Do you guys want to hear what I had originally thought was going on
Yeah.
with him?
Sure.
Okay, so before, I just thought these were, like, random powers that people got, and it was, like, X-Men sort of thing. So, like, why is a were person significant? And, because you were kind of like, it's weird that he just turns into a tiger. And I'm like, a little bit.
I was surprised by it being a tiger. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just different.
But it's specifically, it's a white tiger, and I know that in like a lot of Eastern mythologies, there's like the mythologies around like the sacred beasts of like the four cardinal directions.
You thought he was a Byaku?
Yes,
Visitor?
I thought he was like some sort of reincarnation of like the tiger of the West.
No.
And I thought I was being proved that a little bit with Mr. Edgelord McBlackcloak, because he had that like evil shadow snake monster thing.
Rashomon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And good movie, by the way. And
It's a snake turtle in mythology, though.
yeah, it's a snake turtle. It's a black snake turtle. Now, it had some defensive abilities to it. Maybe he's mainly using the snake as offense, but there could have been like a turtle element there. He could have been the turtle of the north or something. And then eventually we find a dragon of the east and a bird of the south. And I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of see where you're coming from here. Now it just feels totally random and I have no idea.
Yeah, no. The tiger also has its own personality. Like, it is not Atsushi.
See, I feel like that would lend it to being some sort of reincarnation of an ancient sacred spirit or something. But I'm completely wrong.
Nope, it's just a dick.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
I am on Wikipedia right now. It says, so he was a teenager who got kicked out of the orphanage, Atsushi, but he's 18.
Yeah, you got aged out.
But he was also kicked out because he turned into a tiger.
I understand that, but wouldn't he have been kicked out because he's technically an adult now?
I don't think he was
I don't know.
18
Laws in
at
Japan
the
might be weird.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed he was like 16 or something.
Yeah.
The series spans over a couple of years. I don't know what's his current age is versus the age he started at.
Okay.
Yeah, it says volume 2 says he's 18.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So unless that's years in advance or years
Yeah,
later, I would
don't
assume that
think
he's 18
it is.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure volume 1 covers like the first 3 episodes,
Okay.
or at least part of it.
I'm just looking at the footnote next to his Wikipedia age thing.
I think the first 2 seasons cover like the first 9 volumes of the books. Maybe I'm
Okay.
wrong, but I think it's about that.
Okay.
Okay. So any other thoughts on this before we head out for the day?
No.
Alrighty.
Skip to
Well,
the second
we
season.
have... What's up?
Skip to the second season to watch it. If you find yourself interested, then go back to the first season.
I honestly can't do that. And I really can't, and I'll tell you why. Because I need to see more of Darky McEdgelordson.
Honestly, I think at this point I might just read it.
but he's not gonna have the voice of the most evil of villains.
Like,
Oh.
I've already heard
probably
it once.
gonna
I think
read
I
it.
can remember it.
Oh, I have a comment to make on the whole age thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until like just recently that the legal adulthood was 18 in Japan. It used to be 20.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they used to go through that whole ceremony thing when they turned 20. That's right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that would explain it.
So he got kicked out 2 years before he would have been aged out.
Yes.
All right then. Well, that kind of answers that question. What's the next question though? What are we watching next week? Wait, do we all go around? I think we all went around with our yays and nays, right?
I feel like I was the only full yay.
I was a full yay, but for the
Okay.
wrong
I would
reasons.
say yay. I would say yay.
Thank you.
I really did enjoy it.
I'm not here,
Okay.
but I say yay. Somebody told me I would like it.
Oh my god, who is that?
No one.
Can you
It's a ghost.
I can't see ghosts, I can't read.
I guess mine it's kind of like a soft yay. Like I didn't hate it, but also at the same time I'm like kind of on the fence of actually like continuing to watch it. Though I'll probably maybe like pick up the manga at least.
Cool. I'm just invested now, so
I'm invested.
I need
in
other people to be invested
I've
with.
invested
Okay.
in unintentional comedy.
I will continue it for your sake.
Thank you. And then I can talk to you about it.
Someone told me I really like somebody, and I want to say it was the kid with the fedora.
Chuya.
No.
You would like Chuya, I feel like.
Nice.
Wonderful.
You would. Like
I
this
would
person.
like to.
But,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so
And me?
next. Oh yeah, Envy.
Oh, I already said I was like a soft yay to him there.
Okay. So, next week we're moving on to another series. This is one that a couple of us have seen and some other people haven't. This one the one we watched today kind of dealt with like some heavier issues that they really did not feel like, expressing in some sort of like dramatic way and instead decided to make light of. How about we have something with a little more lighthearted but is also extremely dramatic and dire?
I don't know
we're
what you're
gonna
talking
watch-
about, Al. This is like the biggest conflict of all time because what is love?
Oh,
but
hell
war?
yeah. What is, yeah. Kaguya-sama, Love is War is what we'll be watching next week. If you've ever wondered what happens if a tsundere and another tsundere fall in love with each other, well, you'll find out. Alright, we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!